Hello everybody, it's Jamie from Old Shipping Lines, and welcome back to a new video. We all know, of course, the White Star liner, the RMS Titanic. The Titanic housed some famous passengers, such as Benjamin Guggenheim and John Jacob Astor. In today's video, we will look at a passenger who survived an earlier shipwreck. We will cover the story of Ramón Artagaveytia. Mr. Artagaveytia was born on the 14th of July, 1840 in Montevideo, Uruguay. He was the son of Ramón Fermín Artagaveytia and María Josefa Marchisa Gómez y Calvo. Ramón was born to a family steeped in the history of the sea. According to family legend, just before his death, his grandfather gave Ramon's father an oar, dedicated with the words, "Knowing how to use it, you will never be hungry. Your ancestors have always survived thanks to the sea. This is your destiny. Follow it." As I mentioned earlier in this video, he survived a previous shipwreck in his life, this ship being the SS America. On December 24th, 1871, Ramón survived the fire and sinking of the SS America near the shore of Punta Espinillo, Uruguay. Reports indicated that the America had been racing another ship into Montevideo harbor and high boiler pressures caused the fire. There were 114 first class, 20 second class and 30 popular class passengers. Only 65 passengers survived. Ramón escaped by jumping into the sea and swimming for his life. Many passengers were severely burned, and the experience left Ramón emotionally scarred. In 1905, Ramón took over a farm in Guamini, Argentina. By 1912, Mr. Artagaveytia was still living in Argentina, but traveled to Europe to visit his nephew, who was the head of the Uruguayan consulate in Berlin. He was planning a visit to the United States before returning to Argentina. On February 9th, 1912, 2 months before sailing on the RMS Titanic, Ramón wrote to his cousin Enrique Artagaveytia, expressing his hope for a successful crossing. He would say the following:
"At last I will be able to travel, and above all, I will be able to sleep calm. The sinking of the America was terrible. Nightmares keep tormenting me. Even in the most quiet trips, I wake up in the middle of the night with terrible nightmares and always hearing the same fateful word, fire, fire, fire. I have even gotten to the point where I find myself standing on the deck with my life belt on."
In the same letter, he expressed his faith in the new system of communication, the wireless telegraph.
"You can't imagine, Enrique, the security the telegraph gives. When the America sank right in front of Montevideo, nobody answered to the lights asking for help. The ones that saw us from the ship Villa del Salto did not answer to our light signals. Now, with a telephone on board, that won't happen again. We can communicate instantly with the whole world."
Ramón boarded the RMS Titanic in Cherbourg on April 10th, 1912, but his cabin number is unknown since it was not listed on the stateroom assignment list found in steward Herbert Cave's pocket. Cave's body was later recovered, and there is little information available about Mr. Artagaveytia's activities during the voyage. On 11th April, he wrote to his brother Adolfo,
"I closed my eyes and went on board in this huge ship. One of the carriers took my suitcase and brought it to the 3rd floor. We went to the dining room. My cabin is very comfortable. It is heated by electricity. It is on during the night because it is very cold. I met a Mexican diplomat and a Mr. Amingo de Diaz."
He would write a follow-up letter.
"I went through all the corridors to see all the rooms. Some of the furniture was made of tree. The green chairs were very nice. Now I can see Ireland, and now I am finished writing this letter."
But sadly, as we all know, On the evening of April 14th, 1912, the RMS Titanic struck an iceberg. On the night of the sinking, Artagaveytia was seen on deck with two fellow Uruguayan passengers, Francisco M. Carrao and his nephew, José Pedro Carrao. This account comes from Julian Padro y Manent, a second-class passenger and survivor who later reported that the three men laughed at his serious approach to the situation. When he decided to leave the ship, Artagaveytia and Carraus jokingly told him it was foolish to get into a lifeboat and that he would only catch a cold from being out on the open sea. The accuracy of the above account is called into question when compared to the contrasting portrayal of the Carrao brothers in the memoirs of first-class passenger Elmer Zebley Taylor. Although Taylor does not mention Mr. Artagaveytia by name, his description of the Carrao brothers sharply contradicts Mr. Padro y Manent's version. He would say the following.
About halfway up the flight, on the way up to the boat deck, there were two gentlemen, one on either side, leaning against the balustrade, and from outward appearance looked more dead than alive. We had been introduced to these two fine-looking men by a mutual friend on the platform in Waterloo Station. They were from Buenos Aires, Argentina. They could not speak English, and we could not speak Spanish. As we casually met day by day, we would all speak our native language, smile, and pass along, none of us understanding what the other one said. At this meeting we repeated the usual salutations, shook hands, and assured them there was no danger, smiled, and proceeded on our way, to carry the fear they exhibited on their faces for the remainder of my life. How terrifying it must have been to those who did not have faith in the wonderful engineering skill displayed in building this massive, unsinkable steamer.
Mr. Taylor, who escaped the Titanic with his wife in lifeboat number 5, distinctly notes that the Carraus were genuinely alarmed and not joking about the situation, which contradicts Mr. Padro y Manent's account. Tragically, Mr. Artagaveytia and the Carraus brothers perished in the sinking. About a week after the disaster, Mr. Artagaveytia's body was recovered from the North Atlantic by the Mackay Bennett, a ship chartered by the White Star Line to search the wreck site for victims. His body was recorded in the log. His body was sent to New York and then shipped to Montevideo, Uruguay, with the assistance of the Uruguayan consul in New York, Alfred Metz Green. He was laid to rest in Cementerio Central, Montevideo, on June 18th, 1912.
And that marks the end of a video, my friends. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, if you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing to the channel, as that would help out the channel a lot. Now, if you have any thoughts, comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section down below, as I absolutely love reading your comments. And please let me know in the comment section down below as well what ships you would like me to cover in the future. Now be as well sure to check out our social media pages. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, and we also recently have a website, oldshippinglines.com, where we have articles of the ships we cover and we have book reviews as well. I think you will enjoy the website very much. Now, with that out of the way, guys, I wish you all a good night or day, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay happy, and we will see each other on the next video. Goodbye, my friends.